with their ex last night. But something happened there that you need to know. My beloved child, before your heart believes the worst, listen carefully, because what happened last night was nothing like it appeared. The person you love did sit across the table from their ex, but the reason behind that meeting carries a truth that could change everything you have been thinking. The room looked peaceful, yet every second felt heavier than the last. Their ex arrived with confidence, expecting old emotions to return, but something completely unexpected happened before the first meal was even finished. A single question was asked, and the silence that followed revealed a secret nobody in that restaurant could have imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a moment, time itself seemed to stand still. Their ex smiled and tried to reopen memories that once felt impossible to forget. But instead of looking backward, the person you love quietly spoke about someone who had transformed their heart forever. They never mentioned your name, yet every word pointed toward you. Their voice carried a peace that had never existed before, and even the people sitting nearby noticed the sudden change in the atmosphere. Their ex slowly realized they were no longer fighting for someone's attention. They were listening to the story of a love that had already replaced the past. Yet just when everything seemed settled, a surprising message arrived on a phone screen, and the expression on their face changed instantly. Now the mystery becomes even deeper. That unexpected message carried words capable of changing the direction of the entire evening. The person you love looked at it, took a slow breath, and made a decision that nobody at the table expected. Even their ex was left speechless, unable to understand why everything had changed within a few seconds. The answer behind that decision is connected to you in a way you would never imagine. Don't skip, because the next moment reveals why this dinner was never about rekindling the past. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. But the evening was far from over. The message on the phone was not ordinary. It wasn't long, yet it carried enough weight to silence every thought in the room. The person you love read it twice, slowly locked the screen, and looked directly at their ex with a calm expression that had never been seen before. There was no anger, no regret, and no hesitation. Only certainty. Their ex expected another chance, but instead heard words that quietly closed a chapter forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then something even more unbelievable happened. As they stood up from the table, their ex asked one final question. Is there really someone who changed your heart this much? A gentle smile appeared. No names were spoken, yet the answer was enough. The silence that followed said more than 1,000 conversations ever could. Even the people nearby felt that this was not the ending anyone had expected. It was the beginning of something completely different. But just as they prepared to leave, someone unexpected walked into the restaurant, and everything changed again. The next few seconds became impossible to ignore. The person who had just entered carried information that connected directly to you, making the entire dinner suddenly make sense. The person you love froze for a brief moment, knowing this was the sign they had been waiting for all along. Their ex could only watch in confusion, realizing they were witnessing a story they no longer belonged to. Don't skip. Because what that unexpected visitor revealed next will explain why this dinner was never about the past. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Just when everyone thought the story had reached its ending, the unexpected visitor quietly walked toward the table and spoke only a few words. The person you love listened without interrupting, but their eyes immediately filled with determination. Even their ex sensed that something important had just been revealed. The atmosphere changed so quickly that nobody around them understood what was happening. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the moment nobody could have predicted. The visitor handed over a small envelope and said, "This belongs to your future, not your past." Those words echoed in complete silence. The person you love held the envelope for several seconds before opening it. Inside was something that instantly reminded them of the one person who had been living in their heart all this time, you. Their ex looked shocked because they finally understood that every hope of bringing back the past had disappeared forever. But what was inside that envelope was even more surprising than anyone imagined. The truth hidden inside was only the beginning. As the person you love finished reading, they quietly smiled and made a decision that would change the path ahead. Nobody at that table knew why that single message carried so much meaning, but they did know one thing: it had everything to do with you. The real reason behind that mysterious envelope has not been revealed yet, and once you hear it, the entire dinner will finally make sense. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The answer had been hiding in silence all along. The person you love folded the letter carefully and looked out the window as if everything had suddenly become clear. Their ex waited for one last explanation, hoping there was still a chance to change the ending. Instead, they heard words they never expected: "Some connections are meant to teach us, but only one is meant to stay." The entire restaurant felt unusually quiet. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What happened next surprised everyone. Instead of walking away in anger or sadness, their ex slowly smiled and admitted something they had never been willing to accept before. "I can see it now," they whispered. "Your heart already belongs somewhere else." Those simple words carried more weight than any argument ever could. In that moment, the past finally released its hold, and the person you love stepped forward without looking back. But before leaving the restaurant, they noticed something placed near the exit that instantly reminded them of you. The final moment of that night became unforgettable. It wasn't a coincidence. It felt like a quiet confirmation that the path ahead was leading toward a completely different future. The person you love walked away with a peaceful heart, carrying a decision that would soon begin changing everything. Yet one important detail from that dinner has still not been revealed. A detail that connects directly to you and explains why this entire meeting had to happen. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The real mystery began after they stepped outside. The night air was calm, but their thoughts were moving faster than ever. Just as they reached the parking area, their phone vibrated once again. This time, the message contained only a single sentence: "The truth you've been searching for is closer than you think." They stopped walking immediately. Their heartbeat grew stronger because deep inside, they already knew who that message was pointing toward. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Without warning, another unbelievable moment unfolded. They looked back at the restaurant one final time, and through the window, their ex was quietly smiling instead of looking upset. It wasn't the smile of someone who had lost, it was the smile of someone who had finally accepted reality. At that exact moment, the person you love understood that some endings are actually the beginning of something far greater. But before they could leave, they noticed a familiar symbol nearby, one they had seen before during an unforgettable moment connected to you. That single sight left them completely speechless. From that second onward, nothing felt ordinary anymore. Every step they took seemed to lead them toward a future they could no longer ignore. The dinner that looked so confusing at first had actually cleared away every doubt in their heart. Yet one final piece of the puzzle remains hidden, and once it is revealed, you'll understand why last night happened exactly the way it did. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What they discovered on the way home changed everything. The road was quiet, yet their mind replayed every word from the dinner again and again. Suddenly, they remembered a small detail they had ignored all evening. It wasn't the conversation. It wasn't the letter. It was a simple promise made long ago, one they had almost forgotten until that very night. The moment they connected the pieces, everything finally made sense. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then an unexpected realization filled their heart. They understood that meeting the past had never been about going backward. It was about proving that their future had already taken root somewhere else. For the first time in a long while, they felt completely free. As they reached home, they found something they had not expected to see, a sign that seemed impossible to ignore. It felt as though every event from the dinner had been leading to this exact moment. They stood there in complete silence, realizing the next decision they were about to make could change the course of everything ahead. Don't skip, because the truth behind that final sign is more powerful than anyone could have imagined. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final sign refused to be ignored. As they stood at the doorway, they kept staring at it, wondering how something so ordinary could carry such extraordinary meaning. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. Yet it answered the question that had followed them ever since the dinner began. In that quiet moment, they realized the evening had never been about reopening an old chapter, it had been about proving that their heart had already chosen a different direction. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then a memory returned with incredible clarity. They remembered a conversation from long ago, one they had almost forgotten. During that conversation, they had said, "When the right person comes into my life, peace will replace confusion." Last night, those words became reality. The meeting with the ex had brought no excitement, no longing, and no desire to go back. Instead, it revealed something much stronger. The quiet confidence that their future was waiting ahead, not behind. But just as they smiled, another notification appeared, carrying a message they had never expected to receive. Everything was leading toward one final revelation. They unlocked the screen slowly, and after reading the message, they closed their eyes for a brief second. The decision they had been avoiding could no longer be delayed. The next step would not only shape their own future. It would also bring your story closer than ever before. Don't skip, because what that message says will reveal why every unexpected moment from last night happened exactly the way it did. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The message contained only a few words, but those words echoed louder than every conversation from the entire night. The person you love read them again and again, almost unable to believe what they were seeing. It wasn't an invitation from the past. It wasn't another attempt to reopen old memories. Instead, it was a reminder that the future rewards those who finally let go of what no longer belongs. At that very moment, every doubt disappeared. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the night grew quieter, their heart became clearer. They looked back on the dinner one last time and realized something shocking. If that meeting had never happened, they might have continued carrying unanswered questions forever. Instead, every smile, every silence, and every unexpected interruption had revealed the same truth: what they once felt had completely changed. The chapter with their ex had ended long before they sat at that table. Last night simply gave them the proof they needed. But one final discovery was still waiting before sunrise. Just before putting the phone away, they noticed something they had missed all along. Hidden within the earlier message was a detail so meaningful that it made them stop in their tracks. It connected every strange event from the evening into one complete picture. The person you love smiled with complete certainty, knowing that the next move would bring them closer to the future they had quietly been hoping for. Don't skip, because the final pieces of this story are about to come together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Before the sun could rise, one final truth came into focus. The hidden detail in that message was not a coincidence. It was the missing piece that explained why every unexpected moment at the dinner had unfolded exactly as it did. The person you love slowly smiled, realizing they had spent too much time looking for answers in the wrong direction. Last night didn't reopen an old story, it quietly closed it forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the realization that changed everything inside them. They understood that the dinner was never a test of love. It was a test of clarity. Their ex had represented unanswered questions, but by the end of the evening, every question had found its answer. The past no longer held any power. Instead, their thoughts kept returning to the person who had unknowingly become the source of their peace, you. They whispered to themselves, "The future feels closer than ever." But just as they prepared to move forward, one last unexpected call interrupted the silence. That phone call carried the final piece of the puzzle. They answered it with steady hands, listened without saying a word, and when the call ended, a calm smile appeared on their face. Whatever they had just heard erased every remaining doubt. The journey that began with a mysterious dinner was now leading toward something far greater than anyone could have imagined. Don't skip. Because the next chapter reveals what was said during that call, and why it changes everything. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Those words felt as though they had been waiting their entire life to hear them. Every moment from the dinner suddenly fit together like pieces of a puzzle. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the call came to an end, an incredible peace filled their heart. They realized that meeting their ex had not taken them away from their future, it had pushed them closer to it. The doubts were gone. The fear was gone. Even the memories that once felt impossible to forget had quietly faded away. For the first time in a long time, they were no longer asking, "What if?" Instead, they were asking, "When will the next chapter begin?" Yet one final surprise was still waiting before this story reached its true conclusion. Just before they put the phone away, they noticed one last detail. It was something so unexpected that it made them smile without saying a single word. That tiny detail confirmed everything their heart had already begun to believe. The mysterious dinner, the letter, the visitor, and the unexpected call had all been leading to the same destination from the very beginning. Don't skip, because the final revelation is closer than ever, and it will explain why none of these moments happened by accident. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The closer they came to the truth, the calmer their heart became. That final detail was so small that most people would have ignored it. But to the person you love, it felt like the last missing key. They looked back at every moment from the dinner, the first greeting, the long silence, the unexpected visitor, the mysterious letter, and the late-night call. Suddenly, they understood that every event had been quietly guiding them toward one conclusion. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A quiet smile appeared on their face. They finally accepted that the dinner had never been about giving the past another chance. It had been about proving that the past no longer had a place in their future. Even their ex had recognized it before the night ended. There was no anger left, no unfinished conversation, and no reason to look back. Instead, there was a growing excitement about what was waiting ahead. But just as they were about to close the chapter forever, they found one final note tucked inside the envelope they had almost forgotten. Those few hidden words changed the entire meaning of the night. The note simply reminded them that the greatest journeys often begin after the hardest doubts disappear. They carefully folded it, placed it safely away, and took a deep breath, knowing their next step would bring them closer to the future they had been waiting for. Don't skip. Because the final chapter reveals the true reason this dinner had to happen and why every unexpected moment was leading to one unforgettable ending. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final truth could no longer stay hidden. As the first light of morning appeared, the person you love looked at the folded note one last time. Every question that had troubled their heart before the dinner had finally disappeared. They smiled, not because the night had been easy, but because it had revealed what they needed to know. The dinner with their ex was never a reunion. It was the final goodbye to a chapter that had already ended long before they sat across that table. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then everything became beautifully clear. The unexpected visitor, the mysterious envelope, the late-night message, and the phone call were never random moments. They were gentle reminders that real peace comes when you stop holding on to yesterday and begin walking toward tomorrow. The person you love didn't leave that restaurant with confusion, they left with confidence. They carried only one decision in their heart: never to return to the past again. Instead, they chose the future they truly believed in, knowing that every step ahead held more hope than every memory behind. This is why you needed to hear this story. Sometimes life allows one final meeting, not to restore what was lost, but to reveal that it no longer has power over your future. That dinner closed one door forever and quietly opened another. The greatest surprise was never the dinner itself, it was the peace that came after it. And that peace became the beginning of a brand new journey, proving that the most meaningful chapters always start after the last page of the old story has finally been turned. Don't skip until the very end of every journey, because the biggest answers often are